Astro Monday, everybody. My name is Ra, and as we come to the end of 2025, today is December 29th. I almost said 28th. We're bridging over into 2026, and this live is going to give us the astrological weather report for this week and likely the next several months to come. It's been 2 weeks since we've been on here, so a lot has happened in that time. We're usually here every Monday at noon Pacific time with Christopher Witecki. So if you guys would like, how we normally start these shows is we let all of us know in the chat how things have been over the last few days. How has your life been over the last year with us in the chat? Tune into how your life has been in the last few days. And then when Chris comes on, we'll bring some context to that, some relevancy. So let us know where you're chiming in from. And let me get Chris up onto the stage. And while we wait for him, let us know how life has been. How has life been for you? Just ask that question and listen. I'm doing it right now because he inevitably asks me as well. I personally see the way the trail is, as I'm building momentum in a direction, the trail is clearing. And yeah, I can kind of see the path forward. Near Ottawa, Ontario, been detoxing and feel tired and lots of processing emotions. Aloha from Kaneo, I don't know how to say that Hawaiian name, if it's Hawaiian. Kaneohe? I should know how to say it, but I'm not familiar with that. Hi from Australia. My parents live in Hawaii. My mom was born in Hawaii. Hi from Australia. Busy and chilled at the same time. I don't even know if that's Hawaiian. It could be Australian. I can hear ya. Feel messy. Perth, Scotland. Life has been good besides my girl's grandfather passing away. Low energy. Messy. Shoot, I really want to hear you. Turn up the volume every week, or maybe it's going out throughout the world. Some people say that they can't hear, and then others say that the hearing is fine. And Christopher Witecki, where you at? Invited. 4 weeks into detoxing and a lot of clarity, and finally got projects moving with momentum. Yeah, I feel the same thing. We actually just moved at the beginning of this month, and then there was a lot of detoxing of stuff. We're giving a lot of stuff away and throwing a lot of stuff away. And now, as I was saying, the path seems to be clear. Hello. Right now we're sharing how life has been the last few days while we're waiting for Chris to come and do his magic. It's more of a revelation and bringing resonance to what's happening in your life. So overwhelmed is another comment that's coming in. You know, it's the middle of winter time. We just had a few days of very, very heavy rains, and then it's windy right now to the point where normally I'm outside, but I chose to be inside, and it just feels really quiet, like really low. It feels like a low point in life. And in the northern hemisphere, which most people are, it is wintertime, and that's what wintertime suggests, right? It suggests hibernation, and it suggests recalibration. So it's not necessarily a time of fire and energy and light, but it definitely is a time of being clear on your dreams, on your intentions. This would be metaphorically when we would be sleeping in a cave. And what does that suggest? That suggests dreaming, right? And setting those intentions so that when the sun starts to shine more and more and the days start to get longer, you have a sense of direction and clarity and focus. And so, what are those dreams that are brewing up inside of you? That's what I feel is the offering of wintertime. And of course, not everybody on this is in wintertime right now. Some of us are in summertime. Stillwater, long-standing issues are building to be addressed. Challenging. Feels like a bear in a quiet, cozy cave. Love it. Chris is coming on right now. He's coming on deck. So there's a lot of people that are feeling, it seems like overwhelmed is the energy. What's up,
Oh,
Chris?
hello, darling. How are you?
Welcome.
All right,
Welcome.
thank you, bro. Oh my God, I made it.
Yeah, you're here. You're
Yeah,
here,
I tell you.
dressed up,
Well,
ready to
it's
go.
Mondays. We're serious here about our joy.
Yeah, yeah. How's your Sundays been going?
In what regard? Like in
The
life?
uh the show.
Oh well, our days are we're doing serious joy live now, 5 days a week. I don't know if you know that. 5 days a week. I'm on Monday through Friday.
Okay.
I'm on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We're doing live readings, basically for the public. So we do this, some free, some paid, some one question, some on camera. Like depends on what you want to spend.
That's right. You switched it up. You told me the last time we talked that that's what you were doing. That's I knew I needed to ask you about something,
Well,
like
thank
something
you.
that was going on.
Yeah, we'll be live today. We're simulcasting on all of our social media. So this is start of what I call a nonlinear television network, where we're just going to blast and add on affiliates. In fact, if someone is an affiliate, in other words, if you want to be an affiliate, we'll talk about that. Come on down, watch the show, see what you think. But we're looking for people who want to simulcast with us. Like we want to take over the earth.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
just kidding.
Yes. It's the
We're
new
actually here to liberate
media.
it.
The new
Well, I
new
think it is.
media.
Yeah, and I just want to get in the habit of being there every day. I think this year is going to be incredibly tough and difficult and challenging and probably push people to their very limits. And I feel like, so it's time for us to just be there regularly for free. So we're there 5 days a week, at
S-
7 p.m. 7 p.m.
s-
Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Speaking of that, that's what most all of the comments feel like is that
Mm-hmm.
people are overwhelmed, getting
Mm-hmm.
to like I don't want to say breaking point, but to the point where they're either going to break or something else. That's what the comments so far this day has
Yeah, if you
seemed
don't
like.
change, you will break. Like we're at a point where I think the universe is, we're done with this model. This isn't going to work anymore. This reality model. And the reality model we can go into for years and years talking about what it is. But in essence, because people haven't stood in their power, assholes have taken over. And so we're at a point now where the infestation is ridiculous. We've got to take back our planet and our lives and our power. And that comes down to one person at a time in their house, you know, either acting toward their enlightenment or they're going to decay. Those are the two options. You're going to decay fast, starting really now. It's actually starting now. Like I felt it. I decayed fast. Actually in the last week and a half. I mean, I don't get away with it just because I know.
Hmm.
So like I've been very sick the last week and a half, just different things because my body was too pushed because I was off my routine because I wasn't doing my nutrition. I know exactly why I'm in trouble with my body. I'm not going to let it happen again. Um, so I say, but it's like we're at that point now where you're out of time. You know better. God's
Hmm.
already told you 1,000 times what the problem is. If you don't do it, what can I say?
Right.
What would you like me to say? What do I
Yeah.
say to a kid that doesn't do their homework? This isn't as bad as it may seem. Whatever you have to face, most of what people are going to have to face are feelings. That's really it. In fact, that's what today's about. Like today's step 8. You're deciding today that you're going to change on the inside or you're not. Now, most years you could put it off. This year you'll get sick. Something will happen. Absolutely, because the energies are just built that way, and it's kind of like a self-cleaning unit. The world. If people don't grow, that's fine, but you got to go. Like the earth's going out and taking off. Like so, that's fine. You'll be very happy when you wake up in heaven. You'll realize it was just a video game. but you're not going to stay. But, like at the end of the day, you can no longer, the energy sources of energy are moving to a higher frequency. There's not enough bottom to feed. The catfish are going to die.
Could you give some background on why that is? So what I'm hearing you say is that everybody needs to change or is being invited to change, and that the energy is shifting and reality is being rebuilt. So like
Well
how
said.
how does that, like, how did you, like, where does that come from is really what I'm asking. Like, why are you saying that is happening?
Well, okay, there's so much. I mean, this is our entire life's work, honestly. I mean, we've been working on for lifetimes for this one lifetime. Like, it's like I don't have, the rest of the year to explain to you, but I will try to bring it to in simple terms.
Can you give me a blog
Yeah,
post that I can read
totally.
in 1 minute? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what it is that, long story short, the Earth actually, the entire solar system is actually swinging like this in front of the galactic center as it goes. So the
Mhm.
entire solar system swings, okay? Everything is bobbling and swinging. If you like speed up in time, everything is dancing. It's like
Right.
we're all kind of in a big pool and we're all just floating on waves. That's kind of like the whole universe. It's just rippling. So what happens is the entire solar system will shift in and out of being in front of the galactic center, which is that black hole the entire Milky Way orbits around like we're going down the toilet. All right. But ironically, this is a weird toilet because this toilet also spews things up.
Yeah.
And so what happens is
Bursting.
when you are in the presence of the galactic center, you are filled with creation energy. We don't know what that is. I don't know. Science first doesn't know. Science doesn't believe in either shit. But
Right.
even us psychics are not quite sure what it is. But it's like particles coming out from the center. Yeah, it's like flushing the toilet and having it spit at you. It's really weird. But
Yeah.
now we're about to get in the toilet spit again. And so what that means is the Earth is actually waking up in the sense of there are levels of consciousness. Think of it this way. Think of it like internet. If you had an iPhone, the very first iPhone, you wouldn't be able to surf this internet. Our internet's much faster. We're on a higher vibration. You could not get the signal. You would actually be like, "There's no internet." We're like, "What do you mean? I'm downloading 5 porns at once?" Right? So it's like to get that higher, resolution, we had to literally make the signal go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Because if it's going faster, we can do like twice as much in 1 second, right? So it's like 4 times as much in 1 second, 8 times as much in 1 second. So when you get faster, more consciousness and more data can be carried along, right? Because you're doing more cycles per second. So that's what the human race is doing. We're in front of the poo coming out of the galactic center. Things are starting to get faster, and as a result, those who are ready just start to float up, right? And the thing is, they're tied to people who are 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 tied to companies who are tied to money who are tied to food. You know what I mean? Like, and so what happens is like
Systems.
we're just all floating up. Now you might be on the couch, overweight, eating processed food, and be like, like, this is hurting me. Quit, come back down. No, no one's come back down. That's the thing. It's like you're gonna have to speed yourself up and motivate yourself and what it comes down to is be loving to yourself. Like the simple consciousness of it is love, not hate. Like low vibration is slow vibration. Slow. I'm gonna gently beat you up. It's like very slow. Decay is slow. When things stop moving, they die. Right? So what's happening is things that are slow and don't keep up are starting to die. Like my body. Kind of thing. And what you have to do is love is the highest frequency there is. Okay, like as far as our life is concerned, there's higher frequencies, but not on Earth. Love is the highest frequency. So if you love, like Dr. Emoto, oh, I love you, water. I love you. When you send that high vibration love into the water, what happens is the vibrations start to get higher. Everything gets higher. And the way you feel inside is high. You feel high, you feel stoned, you feel happy. You're like, ooh,
Yeah.
right? You know how people are. It's like, if you're sad, you can't get off the couch, you can't do anything. And it's because of the way we're architected as human beings. Our heart chakra is sort of a metaphysical engine that transmutes spiritual energy into lower frequency love. So lower love is actually high to us, but low to heaven. Right? To heaven, that's like,
Basic.
of course, it's like air molecule. The point is, though, the chakra has to be engaged. You have to keep it going. I was talking about I have a class right now called, Mastering Self-Love, and I was telling them this weekend that, the sun is our heart. That represents our heart. The sun does not need the planets to be bright. The sun doesn't need anything to be bright. It sits there and it fucking throws a party where it's ingesting itself at the core. It's nuclear fusion. It's eating itself up. It's burning itself up. But it's a nuclear fusion. It took a lot of energy to get that fire started. Human beings are the same way. Your heart is your sun. You have to give it a lot of energy to get that fire started. It does not just start on its own. It's a free will, sign on the dotted line. What you do matters, literally. So we have to now love ourselves. We have to love ourselves. And loving yourself means that you do something loving that you felt like, wow, I really love doing that. Well, you just loved yourself. That last show was great. I love that. You just loved yourself. Well, why can't all TV be that way? I don't know. Ask NBC. Most of it sucks. I wish I loved all TV. I wish I loved things that are passive, but truth is my heart doesn't love very much stuff. Really, most of what it loves is me and what I do with it. So if you're in a state of love, every day you're like, oh, I love that. Oh my God. And if you appreciate what you have, because you can love a lot of what you have, a lot of times like this coffee, look, it's not Starbucks, but I do love it. Right now, I love it. Thank you, coffee.
I hear a lot of you talking about the individual and the individual being important. And my translation to that is like, as we shift into this higher gear of reality, it's important for us individually to maintain our frequency and our energy at that level before we can start to unify and unite together. So it's not so much about just waiting for everything else to shift. It all begins with us individually, and then it'll be reflected out into reality.
It is us. Every human being is a modem keeping the reality going. If we all weren't here, it would go away. This is an imagination.
Right.
I believe right now, you and I are in a dream, asleep in heaven. We are imagining this together. It's our conscious imagination that I imagine, you imagine. These all create these little points, and it's like it's on. It's like projectors everywhere. That's all it is. It is projectors everywhere because it's happening from the inside out, not the outside in.
Right.
So it means like as soon as you stop dreaming up there, pew, off goes your whole story, everything. Nothing. What happened? We don't know. Unless you're light casting, that's what I call it. Unless you're light casting, you're not making an influence. You're not doing anything. So the point is, it's the humans that parachuted down. The wise light workers were like, fuck, I'll do it again. Parachute down in the darkness, thinking that we're idiots. Then we remember we're not idiots. We're actually agents here to work for God and raise the light. Like, it takes a while. We finally figured it out. Okay, I'm okay. Then at that point, you have people who are leaders who go, okay, guys, heaven wants us to actually be happy and raise the ceiling a little bit. We have to be the ones. We are the ones that make it happen. Now, the fact that the Earth swings in front of the Milky Way, that is not making it happen. That is inspiring, making us aware, like, I think there's something else out there. I think life is bigger. Like, that's what it's doing. It's making us aware of space we're not using. It's making us aware of energy we're not taking advantage of. It's like making us aware. But nothing will overwhelm your free will. You have to decide and act. Step 8 and 9. And today's step 8.
Right.
Tomorrow's step 9. Now, here's the thing. This is a great thing. Capricorn is step 8. Aries is step 9. That means today, everyone decides, and they decide this is the galactic 8. In April, it's a galactic 9, which means the show is on in April. That's when the entire world will move into 9. And once it's 9, it is basically improv. Like, it's improv. Planning, go ahead and plan, but it won't be like you're thinking. And when the whole world's growing dynamically at the same time, there's no calculation, man. It's like may the best dancer win. Like, the only thing you can do is prepare, get in your heart, get charged up. And you're right. You have to preserve your love. You have to stay in that love at that level. You can't let yourself get drained or give to people who don't want to work also, because it's a waste. Not to be mean. I love everyone. I just spent 20 years giving to you. This is my 20th anniversary at the end of the month, by the way, on YouTube. 20 years.
Nice.
I gave you
Congrats.
20 years. If you didn't listen in 20 years, I'm sorry. Take it up with me in heaven. Buy me a drink. I tried, bitch. I tried. I tried to let you know.
Yeah. So April is, to me, it's like springtime-ish. to like the actual new year.
Yep.
And I like how you said, may the best answer win. It's not about like practicing a skill that's going to coordinate. That's not going to correlate exactly like how it will be when April happens. Like you're going to have to respond and react accordingly in the moment, right?
Oh yeah. What I'm saying is like what happens because things are moving faster. There's no lead time. Okay. So when things are slow, it's like, you hear that? Hear what? That noise. That's slow. And the reality, it's like, boom, it comes crashing to the door. There's no lead time. It just is. The faster we go, the closer we go to the real existence, which is there is no time.
Hmm.
And in heaven, believe it or not, your mind can be in every lifetime at the same time.
Right.
That's how Jesus can pray to everyone back at the same time. There is like in heaven, it's like you send a text message to everyone at the same time, conversations to everyone at the same time, and you can actually like put it aside and look at this one for a while, but this one's still going on. You have to catch up with. Reality, like heaven reality is different. It's all happening at the same time. So as we go toward that heaven reality, everything starts to happen faster and at the same time. There's no time to think, process, think about, deliberate, plan. It's like shoot, 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 like a Jedi.
Yeah. And
If you're fighting.
scientifically, that's proven with speed. The faster you go towards the speed of light, time starts to slow down, and then eventually time becomes like one thing. Like it's just universal. There's like one moment at the speed of light. You access all time, past, present, and future is happening now everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yes, yes,
so
and it becomes about attention. So in that point, it's not what time is it.
focus.
It's
Yeah.
what attention is it.
Right,
What
right.
attention is it? What attention is it now?
Where do you
Because
go?
what attention is, if you're in heaven, you think about, oh, remember that lifetime? Boom, you're in that lifetime. You just put attention, then it is. Whatever you
Right.
put attention on is, and so that's the way it will be. So if you are, your wife's talking to you or your husband's talking to you saying, I want a divorce, and you're thinking about your TV channel, you're fucked. Like you can't miss the moment anymore. Like if you miss that moment of where your attention is, if you're going to put your attention there, then put it there. If you're not, then say, I don't have time. That's how to kind of play the game. That's like master skills. That's what we'll work on. In Pisces, we'll start talking about like getting people prepared. I haven't lived this reality in a long time. And I mean, since Atlantis. I mean, Atlantis had this in the beginning. Earth was 5D back then. So we were living in like, I guess it's going to be like taking drugs. I mean, if anyone's ever done acid or mushrooms, I think mushrooms are organic. They come from the earth. I don't feel like I'm a bad guy for saying you should try at least once in your lifetime. Whoa, you want to see what multi-reality is,
All you
man.
need too. Like one time. It's not something where you have to do it every weekend.
You can't. I mean, I mean, fuck. What was I don't remember how old I was now, 19. 19 set me up. Like I saw everything in 19. I saw my whole life. I saw what I'm doing now. I saw it all. I didn't need to do it again. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like just being on that wavelength, I was like, oh. And people are like, dude, I'll never trip with you again. You're a bad trip. All you talk about is business. Because I talk business and everything, logos. I'm crazy. You don't want to trip with me.
Right. But
Rodent, he
yeah,
says.
we could keep on going down that route, but I think that that's
So
a
just a little parallel. Like I think what we're going into where your focus determines everything.
mhm. Which is why it's been challenged. It's like we're going through the school of learning how to focus in the direction of what our heart is essentially signaling us to pay attention to and to release the distractions, release the attachments of what we feel like we should be doing, and really just tuning into our heart because everything's speeding up. And I say that we get more godly when we start to see more timelines and access more of our interdimensional self.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh
and one of
yeah.
those being, like you said, it's an attention thing. It's like wherever your attention goes is where you go. And that's separate from all the laws of reality that we've become accustomed to over the last few decades of life. Like it's currently changing. We can look back 10 years from now. Reality looks and feels completely different than it is right now.
Go back 5 years. Go back pre-COVID.
Yeah, I know. I know.
See how
That's all
down,
you have to
you know,
do. What were you
crazy.
doing in the summer of 2019? It's a completely different world 5 years later
Oh
or
yeah, and
six
what I
years
was
later.
worried about and what I thought was a big deal. You know, I gotta say, I might get slightly crude here, but I think it's a very good, analogy. And so, anyone under 18, please leave the room. But I think it's a lot like sex, because in sex, intercourse, your eyes are closed. You're basing it on a feeling. You tune out everything that doesn't matter, just like you just said. You don't pay attention to anything that doesn't matter when you're making love. You don't even know if you're with the right person. You forget who you're with. You're just completely inside yourself, really, with this person, right? And what are you doing? You're like looking for the joy. Where is it? Where's the orgasm? That felt good. All you do is steer towards the joy, and steer 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 and steer. You know, that's basically what it is. It's the
Yeah,
same
it's
thing
that frequency.
in life. We are just looking for the joygasm, and so we're
That's what
just searching.
orgone is.
That's what.
Orgone, orgonite. Wilhelm Reich called that like the energy of the universe, orgone, which is orgasm energy. And it's exactly
Oh,
how it's explained. It's like, and when you talk
wow.
to people that have done things like DMT, they talk about like this cosmic orgasm that they experience, and that is how it feels. It's like a very serious joy thing.
Yeah, cosmic orgasm. I like that. You know, that's funny. That's kind of what we're really in it for. Everyone was actually is in it for that. The reason why you are eating Doritos is because it is a tiny little cosmic orgasm in your mouth for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, you're
exactly.
you're you're going after the same thing, but just in small, like false, versions. And so I guess you could say it's like the truth is most people are stuck in the tiny little Dorito gasms,
Small game.
and it's just like, oh, how many times are you gonna repeat that boring thing? You know, that cracker without any sauce on it. Like and what happens is you have to step out of yourself and be willing to be anything. Like be willing to renew yourself, be willing to, you have to be the flexible point where you're like ready to dance no matter what. And knowing your heart you won't get hurt. There's that too. Problem is that people are afraid. And so they're holding on to stuff. And it's like, dude, we're in a dream right now. We're actually in heaven asleep, and you're holding on to a pole, afraid of what? The dream? Like there's the whole misunderstanding of the concept. But if you don't believe that, you won't solve anything holding on to something. Not in a moving universe. You know what I mean? Like you only will
Yeah,
do well if you
it's
hold on to
resistance.
your heart, and what you hold on to is your heart and your heart loving you. And it's just like, I love me. This shit's gonna get crazy, but I love me. Like that is the only thing you're left with. But by the way, that's what God created the universe with, was that He loved Himself, and that's all He had. Like we're being forced into a God position. This is God training. Is what it is. This whole reality is us training how to be gods. And so is the
Yes.
sun. The sun's name is Ra. He's been with God for millennia. He's still training because he has to be a sun for a million years. Now you're talking about a lifetime. That's a million-year lifetime.
Yeah, it's an
Every planet
entity.
is a consciousness. Yeah.
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 What
So
can
imagine having to hold the same note for a fucking million years, dude. That's a long time. That's talent.
no. Yeah. Yeah.
That's talent.
Yeah. Right. Just complete light. The the New Year's coming up in, well,
Mm,
the calendar that we follow
mm-hmm,
ends in a few days on
mm,
Wednesday or Wednesday night. Well, like
mm.
what,
Yeah, Thursday's News Day. Yeah.
yeah, what's happening then, like for the people, because it's kind of hard to ignore, and just like
New
it's a very
Year's?
distinct change. It's a holiday. So what are we looking forward to in that?
It's new millennia. Like this is not a new year. This is a new world, and what I call the New World Order, and I spell it KNEW. It's the KNEW World Order, which is the name of my webinar coming up on January 10th and 11th. But it's true because this is a new world. It's a new world, and why is it KNEW? Because we knew all along. There's no such thing as NEW. NEW is actually an evil word. There's no such thing as brand new. We know it's always KNEW. You always knew before you came down. You've always known. You were pretending like you didn't. We come from the all knowing. And then we
Right.
say there's something called new. How can there be new when you come from all knowing? God's already thought every thought there is. But the point is, we're shifting to a reality where we know we knew. And we're
Mm.
confident that we knew. And see, that's really what's happening. Is like because we forge a relationship to my heart, I've had to work with my heart. I had to pass through all this stuff, pay attention to my heart instead of everything else. Only think of my heart instead of everything else. I had to like show the universe that I know who the boss is. It's my heart, which is me. Once you're convinced with your heart, then you suddenly know. The heart knows. And so where humans are really confused is, they're like, is this is real or is this real? Good question.
It's
The answer
impossible to
is
tell nowadays
almost. I mean,
with
you're seeing because you're
using
ascending.
the old programs of like our
Right.
eyes. Like seeing is no longer like truth. Like anything can be made up, anything can be said nowadays.
Especially with AI. I mean,
Yeah,
AI pretty much pushed the rest of us off the cliff. Because it's like, well, now, why do they go to film school? You know what I mean? Like, why do they, what the fuck? It was just an exercise is the answer. But yes, as you are ascending, you cannot, there is no difference. The truth is that this is simply yesterday that I'm living in today. So in the present, you review what you just said. The present is the preset, the preset. It's a pre-reality. You sent this already. That's why it's called the preset, present, right? We pronounce it
hmm
wrong. I know there's a spelling issue. But so we live in the preset, which means we just sent it a second ago. Just a second ago, we said we want this, and now we're here. And what
right.
happened is we got here and we went, this is how it always was. No, it was just said a second ago. I mean, like when you start to get really fast, you literally be
Yeah,
like, damn, I could use a pizza. Hey, Domino's is
right.
here. It's that
Exactly.
fucking
Before
fast.
you even finish the sentence.
Like I can use it. Oh, hey, baby. Where? You don't. You can't even react anymore because you're
Right,
so in it. You're so in
right.
it. You can't even have time to share, explain. The magnificence of like what is happening because you don't even get a chance to put it in words and it's there. That's heaven. Where we live, that's what creation is. We live in a state of creation where as soon as we think it, it's it. So there's people who've done like books who hypnotize people and do past life journeys and stuff like that. One guy, I can't remember his name. I think it's Brian. I'm not 100% sure. I have to bring more prepared for these things. But long story short, he hypnotized a bunch of clients. They all kept describing heaven the same way. This process of heaven. Very interesting. And so he's got all these people. He didn't tell them what to say. They told him the same thing over and over again. What they said basically is, you get there, you're forced to take a shower because you're dirty. Got a lot of vibration hanging on you, a lot of parasites on you. They don't let you in heaven until you shower. Honestly, some sort of light thing, whatever. And you're a ball of light. If you don't know, you're floating around as a ball of light, and all you see are balls of light floating around. But when you're in the context of like a conversation, whatever you think, suddenly heaven turns into it. So if you think about your childhood home, you're in it. Now they're thinking about their childhood castle. They're in it. No one is in the same scene because no one can get inside each other. There's no common scene, but everything you think about, you're at. So I'm seeing my lover in my second lifetime. She's seeing her father that raped her in Rome. Fuck. Right? Right? It doesn't matter. It's like,
Yeah,
because that's what they're choosing. That's reality. That's heaven.
that's
And
almost
so,
what's happening in our own minds, right? It's just
100%.
not, yeah. We're living in our own non-physical version of that while we're here.
Well, actually, we live in the non-physical all the time. We're being tricked into thinking it's physical. So what's happening is we come to Earth, which is we go into a trance and lay down in heaven. We go into a trance, and our bright light that usually blinks just goes slow blinking, just a slow blink, and that slow blink, the reality of God's universe puts us all in the same scene at the same time, looking the same. Whoa, that's what this is. It's linear. It's structured. It's it's a forced beginning, middle, end, and that is something we can't do in heaven. We cannot hold hands and all kumbaya into the same vision at the same time. We have to
Right,
incarnate into Earth to do that,
right.
and we end up learning about ourselves because everyone shuts the fuck up and stops manifesting their wild momentary things, and they all manifest the same thing at the same time in a coordinated fashion, which is control over creation, which is what reality is. It is a controlled creation environment. You are creating under certain controls,
It
right?
is
And we
real.
do that so that we can learn about who we really are. Because when you're up there in heaven, you run into your friend Nancy, who was also your brother and your friend, your sister and your dog, like all these things in your past lives, there's so much to catch up on. You never sit there and coordinate visions. Like, you may be with one person, but certainly not three, so it's like, we don't have the opportunity unless we play this game called life, right? And we do, and that's what we do. We sign up for it. So for one thing, it's like, I don't know how old you are out there. Let's say you're 50. You gave it 50 years thinking the other thing. Why don't you try something new, at least for
Right.
a year?
Even if you don't believe it right now,
What else
just
you
try
got?
it. Yeah.
Netflix? Like, when you try, what else is there? I mean, I'm the one, I know I'm offering one of the most interesting perspectives you've heard in a long time. I know that. I know it interests you. You wouldn't be even watching. It's fascinating. What if I'm saying it's true? Oh my God. So first you have to be willing. Then you have to take the journey in step. And you have to decide very simply, you decide that I love myself first, that I am what is real. The only thing I know is real is that I wake up and go to bed with this right here, this heart.
I am.
I am. I feel that. I know I am. I know I'm reality. I know I'm real. That's all you need to know, really. Everything else isn't, right? And from there, okay, since I'm real, then I'm just going to worry about this and not the world for a minute. And I'm going to see if we as in me, myself, can't get brighter, can't get higher, can't do something that's a little better, a little more fun. In this moment right now, that's the thing. So I know I'll start tonight when I go to the gym. No, buddy, you start while you're watching me right now, because there
Right.
only is now.
Right.
It's not when I get this or if I get that. You're caught in the Monopoly game. It is actually right now. You right now do it. Right now. Way to go. Just kidding.
We're
They're all
choosing.
fucked off.
We're choosing
we
that
are.
frequency, right? Like in
Yes.
however many moments you're able to maintain that frequency. So you're frequently repeating whatever,
The
whether it's
vibe.
a
The vibe.
thought, emotion, an action, a belief, like anything, we're
These are all,
practicing that.
yes. I mean, what you're really doing is you're preserving a frequency or a vibe. It's really a feeling. So at the end of the day, the only way humans can identify it is a feeling. It's a feeling. Okay. It's a feeling of serious joy, of ecstasy, of joygasm. Whatever that feeling is, you find that feeling and you focus on it and you only pay attention to it and nothing else. And then what happens is, because emotion is step 2, then belief, step 3, come out. And then it turns into belonging. And then a thought. And then you receive. And then God. And then you decide. And then action. So what happens is, by holding on the feeling, things manifest according to, materialize all the states of awareness. A thought is step 5. It comes 3 steps after a feeling, 2. So it's like the thought will come, without you asking for it to.
That's what I really like about you is you've organized all of that. Like for me, I'm just like thoughts, feelings, action. I just have it like just sort of like jumbled in. Like you'll notice that they're all going to be, and it's just like try and hold it all together. But and the step system is basically like there's steps to this, and it resonates
Sequence.
so much with me about sequence. There you go. So
It's a
it's
sequence. God
yeah,
has a sequence. Thank God. Well, of course, there has to be a sequence because God had to trap creation. If you want to get ahead of God for a minute, we got some noise here. If you want to get ahead of God, he had to trap creation, so he trapped us in a sequence. The sequence is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a sequence. You're trapped in that sequence. The rest of your life, number 2 will always come after number 1. I'm sorry to tell you that. That sequence is the structure of all consciousness, what I realized. That's the structure of everything. Of this world is that structure. And what 0 means and what 1 means and what 2 means. And there's a lot of meanings in those numbers. 1, that's like, one's a lonely number, oh, no, no, no. 1 means 1, and 2's like, two's company, 3's a crowd, like, so this consciousness of how we relate around numbers is all like baked into a baby already. It's in your DNA. A rhinoceros knows the difference between 3 and 5. And every animal, everything knows between all the numbers. And they know it in their own language and their own examples. But if I would like, hey, what does this mean to you, Mr. Alien? He'd be like, it's 3 and belief. I mean, they would probably know it all. Like it's a symbolism, it's a code, it's how God built the universe, is actually numbers. It's crazy. And they come with a sequence too. Yeah, they come with a sequence. That's great. Yeah. So what we learn is our vibration is a sequence of numbers. You are you are a big pot of numbers. I'm a big pot of numbers. What you're saying is right. Like I experience myself in the Super Bowl of numbers. I don't experience myself in a sequence of numbers. But it literally comes down to these states and these numbers. And that's where step astrology and step psychology, which is my book title now, is actually based on. It's like All you have to do is find the number you're stuck and then just sequence up and you're out.
Did you just say your book is out now?
No, it's almost out, but it's the title. It's gonna be called Step Psychology. Yeah, I'm interested. I realize it's new school psychology. Like I'm not gonna pussy around anymore. I have the right to introduce a school psychology, just like Jung did. So like this is a lot of my own personal stuff. Like, oh, don't call it psychology; they'll kill you. I'm like, wait a second, their psychology sucks. Mine's much better. It makes sense. So yeah, it's gonna be step psychology. I think that's where it has to be introduced to the world because astrology creates too many prejudices right away.
Well, all those old school psychologists all started noticing the patterns in astrology. Like,
Oh yeah,
young,
Carl Jung was an astrologer. So was his
right.
son. Yeah, yeah, they were astrologers. I mean, like I understand. I was in Jung's mind myself. I was like, I'm there now. I'm not where Jung is now. The truth is, there's so much anti rhetoric about astrology that I just don't have the time to fight.
Right.
So I'm not going to bother telling you this based on this thing because it doesn't matter. Astrology is just the mechanics that keeps it going. So what astrology is like the universe had a big explosion and the sun, and everything's still spinning around each other like an explosion. Everything's still spinning, still fucked up. And that spinning keeps the numbers going, keeps the sequences going. But the numbers themselves are the consciousness. That's the psychology. That's the
Yeah.
planets just stir it.
Right. The psychology is how we experience the
Yes.
number.
You only need to know the psychology. You don't need to know what the planets are doing. It doesn't really
Right.
matter. You need to know why was I thinking about 4 and now I'm thinking about 5. Who fucking cares? You know, you are now, right? Like that's what it comes down to. So it's like, what the planets do is they change the sequence or perspective. They change the number. That's what they do. So, like with Saturn's at step 1, our decisions are all focused on step 1, love, and then our decisions go to step 2, feel, and then our decisions go to step 3, believe. And everyone is on their own clock and they're all on their own race, and you can see where the numbers are with everything. But because there's a giant mass that like sort of stirs the entire race, a certain direction, all the deciding consciousness gets pulled by Saturn. So you feel this pull. Now you could resist it, but that's tiring.
Right.
Most people just want to like, well, okay, fine, have your way. Like we just give into it. So the planets don't really control us. They nag us over and over. And we're like, okay. Like, or we're not. We hold out. But they're just a pull. They're like, it's basically what Saturn is a person. Saturn is a person, not a human being. Way past that. Ancient, before humans were invented. But basically what you call a person, you can have a conversation with Saturn in heaven. And Saturn is basically like, hey, 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 hey. That's all it's doing to us. It's constantly, it's communicating hey to us over and over again. And so we're like, what? Right? And that's how the planets work on us. They basically nag us.
So is that happening right now? What are we step 8 in right now?
We're stepping in it. A pile of shit. If we don't get step 8 right now is actually today is step 8 in the sign of step 8. Isn't that great? It's called the Grandmaster Day. That means that the hey is louder than it will ever be. And the hey is to yourself, because 8 is a low. 8 is at the part of like you decide what you are. So, are you a victim? Yes or no? Are you? I mean, God would like to know today.
So today's where we're deciding about ourselves.
We decide what we are to ourselves and what we'll be to ourselves. Like we judge. Judgment is step 8. Okay, I guess I'm a wimp. Like now, first about judgment, you have to know judgment only lasts in the moment. That's the problem. People like continue to judge, but every moment I'm judging. Like I'm judging your hair is cool today, dude, and your house is clean. Tomorrow I may not say that. I may judge you differently. Nothing wrong with judgment. Judgment is fine. The problem is that people then punish after a judgment. That's what's wrong. Because everyone's going to judge. But the thing is, you have to rejudge every day. The judge goes right out. Every time you wake up, you judge again, and you judge again. It's really assess. So today we make a major annual assessment. Today is the day where you assess what you are to yourself. It is your heart's opinion of yourself. It is your self-judgment. Today you self-judge in the court of you, right? And I'm self-judging a whole different this year, man. Whole different than I ever had before. One, fuck you guys. I'll make my own school of psychology. I don't need you. That's a new judgment because I judge myself as inferior to do that. I judge the world is more experienced than me, more learned, And then I looked and I was like, wait a second, we've done nothing but go more miserable and take more pills. How the fuck can psychology ever claim to have any dominance on awareness?
Right.
We're failing. You're failing. Right? So the point was not even to put them down. It was to stop putting myself down. I had always decided to put myself second, put myself last. I decide I'm humble. I decide I'm this. I decide I'm that. And so I'm like, nope, I'm not deciding that anymore. I'm deciding something different. And people might go, oh, you think you're... No, I've decided I am. Because that's it. Decide is 8. 9 is I am. I decide. 9 I am. I decide, I am. I materialize, I become. Those are the last steps. I decide, I am. I materialize, I become. So this is it. This is on your mark. Get set. April is go. Okay, so in April we go. And we keep going. For about, I think, I don't know, maybe 5 years in total, but it'll take us about at least 3 years to get to step 11, where we become a new world. So we're going to be in this like metaphysical goo from now, really now. I mean, now if you've decided, you might as well get started. You don't have to wait for April. Go. Do it now. Do it. Right?
Today.
Yeah, so all my people, I'm like, go! Ever today, we're like, go, 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 go! Run, Forrest, run! Like, this is it. Like, and by the way, just going puts you ahead of most of the people. Most people are like, I'll catch up with you. Mm-hmm. Not a time to do that.
Right.
That'd be a mistake. So today we decide. You decide what you are to you. Now, every year you decide, and if you don't decide, that's a decision. So don't think not deciding. You can I'll wait to decide. No, we're at step 9 now. You decided. It's what you've always been. So if you don't decide something new, you are in your old decision. You don't get out of your old decision. You can't be between decisions. You're either in the old ruling or the new ruling. There is no in begin. There is no in between. That's the point of 8. 8 is these 2 circles. 8 was a circle that some bastard twisted into an 8. Now you got a circle on the top and you got a circle on the bottom. Okay? And that means that you must make an incision. A scission, like a homicision. A homicision, an incision. You go, that was then and this is now. That's what a decision is. It's a part of consciousness that goes, nope, that's my world. And so it is.
You cut it off.
Exactly. So if you don't decide to be something new, you're still decided to be what you were. That's the only way to divide it. Okay. So you might as well go ahead and try something. Because staying in the old decisions, unless you are just running around singing musicals all day, handing out free candy, you're failing. Because this is supposed to be a great life.
Yeah. I really want to thank you for that breakdown of what you were talking about with psychology and looking at a whole entire industry and questioning why do I think that I could develop something better than this, but just the industries that all of us, everybody listening right now, are looking at and comparing ourselves to, that's all stuff from the past. That's all stuff that was based on 50 years ago or 100 years ago or even 2 years ago.
Based on lies.
What's coming through to you right now is what's important to get out, and you're the channel for that to happen.
Yes, well, I agree to that. I mean, that is my mission. Yeah, and it's a personal mission because I've tried this before when I failed, so there's a lot of fear around it, and it's not my first time at the rodeo. So, I have a lot of personal hangups around doing it, even though I'm so good at it. It still brings up all my fears and all my shit.
Why is that? Why? Because I deal with the same thing, this imposter syndrome, even though I've been doing something for decades. What does that serve us?
What it really is we're feeling sorry for our mistakes and we haven't forgiven our original sin. That's really the problem. The reason why you are being nice to psychology is because you still call yourself a dick in that lifetime you failed. And you're trying to not be a dick again. That's really what it is. I mean, I would say it's out of respect. Well, the respect is because I once failed and did bad things. I once failed and did bad things, and so now I'm going to, watch my P's and Q's, and I'm not going to overstate or go too far because I feel sorry that I did that. That's my soul feeling sorry. But I haven't forgiven myself. I haven't forgiven myself because if I forgave myself, then it wouldn't be on my mind. When you truly forgive, it's not a thing, right? So to forgive is what we're really here to do. The irony is that We come into this earth as this created being, and we go into this world of permanence. And permanence is so different from what we really are, we can't let go of it. We keep thinking about it and bring it back into the present. That's what karma is. Like, remember that time? Boom. Oh, now there's your girlfriend that's going to do that to you. Remember that time? Boom. So it's like we can't let it go. We're having a hard time as gods letting the world destroy itself. We're having a hard time actually accepting ourselves for who we are. So in our attempt to control, we're so young, we over control, right? And that's what's happening. So you feel like an imposter because once upon a time you were selling snake oil and you did know better and you did it anyways and you got away with it for a long time, right? Or something like everyone has. We all start out that way. And you got caught and then you felt bad. You saw the people you hurt and you don't want to ever do it again. And so that memory of I don't want to ever do it again is actually what's fucking everything up, because that is what draws in it happening again. That's what draws in the worry, the fear, the imposter syndrome, is that you actually care to be a good man, but you are applying the caring of being a good man by trying to not be something instead of trying to be something. It's opposite of how reality works. You cannot not. Because if you say, I won't, I not, then you create a knot in your conscious. You create this knot, like a knot in your back. By the way, every human garage people with pain in your back, those are all the knots. Everything you told the world, no, not. Well, there you go. Now you're crippled with knots because you allowed knots to cripple you. You don't have to do that. So you live by I am, not by I'm not. And so it's a shift of focus. If God focused on everything he's not, we're in hell. If God focused on everything he is, we're in heaven. The not is not God. That's what it means. Not God. So you say not God. When you say not, you say not God. You say anything you say no to is God.
Right.
So if you say not, you're pinching off a piece of God. It's going to hurt after a while because it only feels good when God's with us. It does not feel good when God isn't. Creation energy, source energy. You don't even have to think of it as a person because it's not. Whatever creation is, it's much bigger than an idea of a person.
Right.
To fathom. So where we are is today you decide. Tomorrow you go. And on New Year's Eve, you hold space and pray that you protect what you're doing. You shelter what is it you want on New Year's Eve. You shelter what you want. You make sure you get what you want. Then New Year's Day, you become. So this is a year where you could have sit on the couch the entire year and just follow my advice right now, and you'll get away with it. There's no prerequisites, because what reality is about is now. Doesn't matter where you studied, doesn't matter who says you're good, doesn't matter the problems, doesn't matter the mistakes you made. It doesn't matter. Unless someone else comes, hey, he made a mistake back in 1693. He said we were going to get all cured from that cocaine drink, but all we did was get stoned. He lied to us. No, that guy's not going to be there. Like, there will be no witnesses from the past to call you on your shit. There will never be that. It's all in your mind. Most of the time, the way con artists get away with everything is because it's built to. So if you show up and you are, most people will not try to stop you.
Yeah.
They're too busy trying to be what they are.
I forget what that's called. Reality and people in general are biased towards like a positive outcome. We all trust.
It's because it's truth. Look, there is no hell. There's nowhere to go but joy. God doesn't even build a hell. There's no punishment. Those are all lies to trap you while you're on earth in their system and steal your money and steal your wives. So it was. There is no hell. There's only joy. There is nothing else in the entire universe but joy. Darkness and stuff is all just a imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Gone wild. So you have nothing to lose, and everything to gain if you try. And right now, because you're watching this, first of all, you're blessed for even watching this, and it's not because I'm all that, but I do know all that. Okay, and the fact that you're in touch with it right now, the source code, you can source code straight from source. Trust me. You'll see when you're in heaven. You'll tell me. You'll be like, oh my God, you're right, but I didn't think you were. I don't care about being right because I'll never see you, and I'm not going to get any money from you. It doesn't matter. But I want you to know, if your heart feels it's true, you should listen, because if the fact that you're even here listening to this now means you're already something special. You're already someone who's figured out a lot before the game even started.
Mm-hmm.
And you're hearing it ahead of time right now. Do you know how lucky that is? How rare that is? Right? I mean, seriously. You can
Yeah.
imagine the time in history that'd be similar. Yeah, I mean, if you could be ahead of something and know before everyone else, like what if you knew there was oil in Texas ahead of time? You know what I mean? Like, what if you knew there was gold in California ahead of time? What if you knew? What would happen? Would you
Yeah,
capitalize on that?
it would have been a challenge to capitalize on it. It wouldn't have been just like something easy. And that's like what you're saying right now. Everything that you're saying is not something that you just that like it might be challenging. It might take your focus. It might take you having to let go of things that you're attached to. Just like if you knew there was oil in Texas, you knew there was gold in California, you would have had to do the same thing. So right now the invitation's there. What are we going to let
Yes.
go of? What are we going to focus on?
Yeah. And if you're
So
having doubts, what else has worked? Write me. You
yeah,
know,
where do
nothing.
people find out more about you if they want to dive deeper into this?
You guys come on down to my daily show. It's on all social media, including Instagram. You can check us out. Come in the chat. Say hi there. Like that's something you can keep getting just for free. I've got a countdown webinar. So on January 10th and 11th, I'm doing the countdown to 2026. This is a whole day of lectures that will guide you through the whole week, I mean, the whole year. So I put in the 4 lectures this year. So it's like an hour, hour and a half break, hour and a half break. So it's like I take breaks, we take breaks. You can meet people during the break or you cannot. So if you want to meet people during the break, you'll meet people who are like you. So we're creating these special rooms where you can go into people who have the same step number as you, same prop fears as you, things like that. We leave it a surprise until that day. These are super fun because it's weird to walk into a house of mirrors of just all yous. And so that day alone is $75. You come with a recording, you come with us helping you, and you will have a full map of exactly what to do next year. On Sunday, I do a workshop. It's the year of the fire horses, and so we're going to be talking about literally how to win the year according to what you want, and that's what you'll take your chart, and we're going to look at your chart, and step by step with your chart, I'm going to tell you when stuff's going to happen. So I'm going to help you learn your own chart and have your own map and be able to read your own map. That is $175. That is that's a 4-hour workshop with volunteers helping and whatnot on Sunday afternoon, all recorded and whatnot. Both of them come with a free membership to my Enlightened community called Enchanted Social. So I'm creating my own social network for enchanted people because we need to be able to talk and not sound crazy. So you get a free year of that if you join. And I also have a new thing this year. I have a calendar. So I have made a step calendar that you can actually just add to your iCal, add to your Google, add to any calendar you have. You just subscribe, you add the secret link, and boom, the entire year is already populated in your calendar for you. All the warnings, all the retrogrades, all the step numbers, all the step changes, everything. It's in one calendar. That is $111 or $99 if you buy it with the package. So all of this is at newyears.guru. New Year's Guru. I'm the New Year's Guru. That's what I am, the New Year's Guru. That's the only time my guru is on the year. This is my best work, actually. This is my biggest audience. I mean, some people do not see me all year, but this. They just come to this and they're done. Right. Most people who are like really enlightened, they just need this. They got it. It's a map for the entire year. I've organized it. I've set it up. I've explained it. I'm entertaining. It's a great thing to do. You can watch it afterwards and you'll meet other people who believe in this shit. You know, like, which is hard to do. Like, that's one thing I've done is I brought together all the kooks, right? Like you, brother. So yeah. There's that. And then there's seriousjoy.com. That's my personal sensei service. If you're totally new to this, you should sign up. It's $19.95 a month. And you get messages all day long from me about you. And basically, this is like wearing braces. I will text you 7 times a day, after day, after day, after day, after day. And I will be the metronome that you can tune your instrument to. So I'm just like, the metronome, I'm always there. I'm always texting. It's always the same time. It like puts you into a bit of its own rhythm. And most people started with us that way. You know, we're on our 10th year. Serious Joy. This is my 10th year. So this Step 28 Capricorn, which is what day? I don't even know. But Step 28 Capricorn is my 20th anniversary on YouTube and my 10th anniversary of Serious Joy. So I'm moving into my 20 plus years now. That's master level.
Yeah.
So I can officially say I am a spiritual master at the end of the month. Well, because I'm in Step 20. I'm in that. It's like now I just start to feel it. Now it's going to be fun. This is where it starts to get fun. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, 10 years. So people usually after about 3 months of service of Serious Joy, their life starts to change automatically. Because what I do is I text message you and I get your attention and I get your attention and I get your attention. And I put it on this and I put it on this and I put it on this. And like a lot of people just need that constant, like, nope, 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 because you're so trained to your other reactions. You need someone who's just like a life coach. You're like, nope, do it again,
Mm-hmm.
again. And that's what Serious Joy is. It guides you into that. Plus, it's great education and understanding. I mean, consciousness is profoundly brilliant and so fascinating to me anyway. So, I mean, it's endless what to learn. And now we're moving into the fun part, dude, where we're going to see real magic happen on the planet. We're going to see real magic. You're going to see people. I mean, all these movies and stuff we've been watching as superheroes, that was all training and preparation. That was not random.
Disclosure. Yeah. Preparation.
Yeah, it is. It was disclosure. On a deep, 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 profound level. But like X-Men and genetic things going off and people now can levitate stuff. All possible. All possible. Study the Ascended Masters. The Ascended Master can levitate stuff, can go into the light body. This is not a drill. This is real. It's crazy.
Right. We'll stop using it to just manifest front row parking and do more important things.
I know parking spots, right? Oh, I always get parking spots. I don't have to manifest that. So once you do things over and over, they auto manifest.
Auto manifest.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people were stuck. It's like, I was going to quit, but someone came on by and offered me a cigarette. Of course they did. You auto manifested it. Are you kidding? So I'm going to keep smoking because that's the way it's going to be. All right.
Right.
It's going to be what you want to be. But hey, it's always a pleasure, dude.
Yeah.
How far are you from Palm Springs?
I can get there 2.5, 3 hours, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got the baby right now, but I just feel like an in-person something soon.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're ever around or whatever, like
Let's
get some
do
video and let's just trip out the audience and be like, he's here with me now.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, hanging stuff. Yeah. So how's it feel to be 3? You know, having a baby. I don't know if you know this, but it doubles your power.
It feels like it. I mean, power and responsibility,
but you have the power. Like that's a satellite swimming around you.
Right.
Right. And that's a wife or a partner doesn't swing around you. They stand next to you. Right. If they're swinging around you, you're a narcissist. But a child is swinging around you. They're orbiting around you. And so it's like, and so it gives you this, it amps up your vibration. It amps up your rhythm. You can now feel into space. Like, ooh, I can feel to his room. Like you can feel your conscious awareness is between you and him. So you feel between you and your child. So children give us all this extra energy. They give us their energy, like, you take it. I don't know what to do with it, Dad. So they give it to you. So you feel, you have a lot more alertness, awareness, energy. You know, like, that's why people have 100 kids. They feel fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, like, all these souls orbiting around you, that's kind of godlike, isn't it? But it's just interesting. I mean, once you become a father or a mother, you do feel different. And it's a whole different class of not. And, you know, old people should only have children if their heart wants to. If you want to, you should, because it's so cool, and there's nothing like it. There's still nothing like it.
I recommend it.
Yeah. You were smiling good in your picture. I thought you guys are looking real good as a team there. Felt really good coming from your family, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. All right, thanks, Chris, for being here. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thanks for the comments. We'll see you next week, and check out Chris on all of his other... That was crazy. How did you do that in 2 weeks? And you have all these programs. I'm like amazed at how much offerings you have.
Oh, dude, it's too much. But I do love performing. This is my best. Yeah, everyone catch me later today. I'll be on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
On your
right
YouTube,
here on
right?
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Just Serious Joy. Click on it. We're there.
Yeah,
simulcasting. Yeah.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Love you guys. Bye.